What I should be doing is putting together an outfit because I have work in the morning and I never put an outfit together. That's what I should have done. But hey, I'm gonna just go with the flow. And when the time comes, I'm going to put an outfit together. But right now, I'm gonna just chill out. Ah, so, I stopped to go live at 12, and I feel like I have a good reason to now. I had a wonderful. I woke up like crying, like just like in a very. I can't really explain what the emotion is, but I just woke up feeling very happy, but also kind of sad. Sorry, I'm yawning. So I'm gonna go to sleep when it turns 1. Um, I had a dream that I guess I was like falling. I like some child fell in some water. I guess I was with a kid. The child fell in the water and somebody else fell in the water, like 2 other people. But me, I was just like in my dream, I was just making sure that I went to go save the child because I don't know if it was my child or I don't know, it was just a child. And when I see a child in danger, I'm just like quick to act. So this child falls down deep in the water. Like the water is clear, but it's so like deep. Like we fall very deep in the water, and I can't swim in real life. So in the dream, I'm like, oh my god, I can't swim. Like we're gonna die. So I jump in anyways, and I'm like going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, and the child is going deeper, and the child kind of, I guess, can't hold their breath anymore, so they like are drowning basically. They pass out underwater. I don't know if that's the right term, but um, yeah. So the child's like not breathing and stuff, and I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I don't know how to swim, so we're so deep down. So I'm like, I know how to float though. So I'm holding the child, and the moment in my head, I'm like, I know how to float. So I start floating, and instead of going down, we start going up at like a very high pace. I think I was with my mom there and someone else, and I was like, please, like in my head, I'm like, please save my mom. And someone else was there, and I guess they saved my mom because by the time we got to the top, my mom was saved. And in the dream, there was this sort of urgency. I was just like panicking, but yet I had faith that if I just thought about floating, that I would float, and that worked. I don't know how to explain the depth of it, of the emotions I was feeling, because I was feeling a lot in the dream itself. I was shocked at how my emotions even, um, I was shocked at how my emotions like could even be felt in a dream, like in my dream state. That realistically, like it felt so real in the dream as I'm feeling the feelings. It feels like I'm actually there, feeling feelings. And I just really felt for that child. I don't know whose child. It could have been me. Like, dreams are weird. Like, it could be my inner child. I just woke up in tears. Like, oh my God, I saved that kid. Like, or like, I was just proud of myself that I went in those deep, 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 somewhat dark waters. And then we came out like, wow. And my mom was saved in the end. And it was just a beautiful dream. It just felt very good to my spirit. It felt really good to my soul. So immediately I woke up and I've just put 2 and 2 together, and I said, I think this dream was to show me the depth of my emotions, my true emotions, and how I feel, that they're very deep. And I guess I can control how I choose to see it, how I choose to see what's going on, or my capacity to feel is deepening. I really feel like that's what it is, because every time I dream about water, I associate it with emotions. And if it's deep, then That's just getting to the core of my own emotions, and seeing a child in my dream could translate to my inner child, or my willingness to go deep to save other people's um, inner children, right? I really find joy in helping people and um, helping them to retrieve parts of themselves that they have lost due to trauma, or um, mostly trauma. Um, I think, but in this stage of my life, through experience, I'm learning to give myself the space to feel my deep emotions. I'm giving myself the space to heal. I'm giving myself the space to acknowledge my honest, true feelings, not sugarcoating them or avoiding them in any sort of way. It's very important to feel your emotions, no matter how dark, deep, and uncomfortable they are. Um, Processing them, feeling them, acknowledging them, honestly, is so important in order to heal yourself, in order to move forward, in order to change, in order to improve. You know, acknowledge how you feel. Like, hey, this didn't make me happy. Say it out loud. Give it a name. You don't have to be satisfied with everything in life. You could acknowledge when something let you down, or someone has let you down, or your how you had expectations, and whatever you went through didn't reach your expectations. You got to be honest with yourself, for real. You got to be so honest with yourself. There, like, once again, there would be times where I was like toxically positive. So if something wasn't going my way, or I didn't like something, I would just be like, oh no, it's okay. But that's very toxic and very dismissive of your true emotions, which is very avoidant, which is very, um, the word avoidant, and like you're bypassing um, your own true feelings in order to either, I don't know, make others comfortable or make it not seem like a big deal. But it's okay to make little things big if that's how you feel. Like, if something's very important to you, it may be minuscule to everybody else, but it's important to you, and that matters. Why is it because if everyone else feels like, oh, it's not such a big deal, then you shouldn't make it a big deal? No, you have the right to express your emotions and your feelings in big ways, even if people feel like you're overreacting or you're dramatic or this. No, you have the right to express your emotions in the way you seem fit. Once again, I'm not saying you should hurt someone, but I don't think there's anything wrong with just expressing your true feelings on being let down, having expectations and them not being met. um, Things like that, have like your standards, like that's so 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 important. You shouldn't allow yourself to be shamed for expressing your big emotions. If you have big feelings, you may have big reactions. To suppress that, to suppress your reaction, is to suppress yourself. Okay? I think I wrote something called suppression of the soul a few years ago, and now I'm thinking about it like, wow, there's many ways we suppress ourselves and we don't even realize it. Or even like overthinking that, oh, if I react this way, then this person will think this. React in that moment. Don't think too much about how you're being perceived. React. um especially especially if you're the type of person who's very hyper, like you're judgmental, especially to yourself. You're an overthinker, you're judgmental, you're always analyzing. If you live so much in your head, give yourself the chance to just be in your body and act a bit impulsively, just a little. There's no harm in expressing your true emotions. Like, you don't have to mask or put on a front or say something because it sounds good or because it looks good. Do something because it looks good. Allow yourself to be raw and authentic. It may be ugly, it may be unflattering, but at least give yourself the space to do that. And I've learned this from connecting with others. Um, I really realized how I didn't give myself the space to feel my true emotions. I didn't even give myself the space and time to ask myself how I truly feel about things. I would just go along because I'm like, okay, I'm helping this person. Let me just go along with this. But I wasn't acknowledging myself and how I felt because it does matter. Sometimes the world teaches us to do do what's right, help others because it's the right thing, but sometimes it's wrong. You don't have the capacity for others in some moments. All you have is for yourself, and that's okay. You don't have to create space for people all the time in your reality. You can be like, hey, I need some space to myself. I'm sorry, I don't have the energy to deal to take in what you're going through. I don't even have it for myself right now. So I'm gonna give it to me. I'm gonna give it to me right now. Because in my life, I gotta put me first. This is where boundaries come into play. I'm learning this too. I'm 26. I'm at least reflecting on ways in which I have been a detriment to myself in my life. And these are very important self reflections to have. In what ways am I betraying myself? In what ways am I not creating space in my life emotionally for myself? You know, you always ask people, how are you? But when was the last time you asked yourself, how are you to yourself? We don't even check in with ourselves. We're just living, 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 forgetting that we need to check in with our heart, check in with how we feel, check in with, our opinions, and if these opinions are truly ours or we're just harboring them for the sake of keeping the peace. You know, in a group of 10, if 6 or 7 people said, hey, I like this, and just to be peaceful, would you join them just because you don't want to oppose them? Or would you rather stand on the sidelines alone or in a smaller group and be like, hey, we like this other thing, you know? Or even just not make a choice and just be like, I don't like anything that you guys are putting out there right now, It takes some sort of, I don't know if I'm gonna say maturity. Yeah, it does take some maturity and accountability and seeing in which ways in your life are you hurting yourself, because we like to blame other people for our problems and this person did this, but it's like, are you using your free will? Are you using your knowledge, your observation skills to analyze in which ways you play a part in this relationship or dynamic? It's very, very, very important to look at your relationships in your life and see the role you play. If you have any complaints, how can you change yourself to get a new reality? The world doesn't work for you unless you set up the rules. For example, I'm thinking of manifestation. I'm thinking of the law of assumption, right? Some stuff like that. People say, "Oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm da 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 da," right? And then the universe sends you a situation where you have to stand on what you said, and or God or whatever you believe in sends you think about all the times you said you wanted something and it came to you, but you hadn't changed. So you got it, but you lost it. Sometimes it's out of our control, but sometimes you just didn't do the work for it. You say you want something, It's in front of you. You didn't do the work, you lose it. In which ways did you play a role in self sabotaging or not creating boundaries or not changing yourself in order to be a match for what you want? For example, I always say everything that I expect from someone is the things that I am. So if I say I want XYZ, it's because I am those things. It's because I have those traits. So I typically have it's high standards, but it's realistic for me because that's who I am. I have a certain moral code and I have certain standards because I live by these standards. So I expect that person to live by those standards. So it's not so far fetched that I expect it because that's what I am. And people shame you for having some sort of expectation for your own life. They're not in your body. They don't experience what you experience. They don't feel how you feel. They don't feel the pains when you stub your toe on the wall. They don't feel the pain of clocking in when at a job that you don't like sometimes. They don't feel the pain of um making sacrificing certain things because you value other things. Like it's oh my god. Anyways, I went on a tangent. That dream really just really awakened me to I don't know, just create more emotional space for myself. I do it for others and I'm happy to do it for others. And I do expect it as well for those around me to hold space for me in ways that I hold space for them, to be there for me in the ways that I'm there for them, because that's only fair. I'm not gonna pour out my cup for you. I'm not doing it. And I have to know when enough is enough, because people will keep on taking if you allow them to. You have to create those boundaries and know your limits. Literally. So that's that. Easier said than done, huh? Because when it really is in front of you, you're gonna have to be strong. And you're gonna have to be strong and hurt some people's feelings. Ooh. There was something I was thinking about as well. How in life we tend to take the passenger seat rather than the driver's seat because it's less of a risk. When everything falls down and goes wrong, you just blame the driver and say, "Oh, I wasn't driving. So how am I to blame? I wasn't driving." Or you don't have to put in as much work if you're not the leader. There's not a lot of responsibility on you if you're not the leader. That's something to talk about. A lot of us are being called to take the driver's seat in our life and stop being passengers. A lot of us are being called to take on more responsibility because you can. You can handle it. You can handle the next level. You don't believe in your head that you can, but everyone else around you can see that you're ready for the next level. And you're being called to step into it. You're being called to step into a new chapter, a new position, because you can do it. There are some of us who have been doing the work, and it's time for us to step into that new position. It's scary, it's new, it's hard, but you can do it. Take that raise. They offer you that raise. Take it. You can do it. Stop settling for less. Stop settling. Move forward. Take initiative. Take on more responsibility. Take accountability when it all falls, when it all crumbles. Be okay with that and say, yeah, it was me. Yeah, it was me. And what about it? Yeah, it was my plan. And what about it? Really got to step into that new energy. I think that's why I had that dream, because I guess I'm like perceiving things around me and I'm like, yo, we've been knights. I'm thinking of tarot. We've been pages. We've been knights. It's time that we step into king and queen energy, empress and emperor energy. No more making excuses. No more allowing others to lead you. It's time for you to lead yourself. You have the knowledge, you have the wisdom. Shoot, you probably have more knowledge and wisdom than those that you're being led by. Everyone's path is different. If you're being led by someone, are you truly walking your own path? How can you create everything you want to create if you're being led? Oh, looks like my Wi-Fi is not working right now. Can you still hear me, guys? Hope you can. I don't know what I was saying about being led. Yeah. Um, oh, that we need to step into like our king and queen energy. I think that's what I was talking about. Can you guys hear me? I hope so. Um, yeah. The knight. I'm thinking about the knight. Like even the imagery of the knight on the horse. I'm thinking about it. Um, how they take orders from whoever, the king. I guess I don't know how the dynamic goes. And the knight works for a bigger purpose, right? Another human's purpose. But why be the knight when you could be the king? There's some of us on this earth who are here to do big things. We cannot afford to be knights anymore because it's not putting us in a favorable position. Sure, connections are cool. Sure, friendship, relationships, all these things are beautiful. But how is it truly benefiting you? Are you in a different position? Are you in a better position than a year ago from being a knight? You've been a knight your entire life. Once you step into that king energy, your whole life will shift. Your whole life will change for the better. Hello, Joey. Hello. Hi. Thank you for stopping by and listening. I appreciate it. So, and being a king means to be disliked. Being a king means you won't really be in the same circles anymore because people will start to be like, who do you think you are? You think, who do you think you are? Thinking for yourself. I used to think for you. Now you want to think for yourself. I used to tell you what to do. Now you want to move on your own. It can be very threatening to others when you step into that new energy. You won't have the same circle anymore. You won't have the same friends. You won't even have the same perspective on life once it's all on you. Let me get this topic out of my mind. Whew, let's erase it. If you hear this and you're listening, take what I'm saying and apply it. Get a book and write down everyone in your life in the role you play. Am I the supporting character? Am I the main character? Are we both main characters? Am I just a thought?